How
doesn't
many
even
of
look.
these?
Her coat's not even flesh colored in the film. It's brown.
How many of these did we make?
Oh, we're fucked.
Shit. Maybe
I wrote,
people won't. Maybe people won't turn the cup. They'll just keep it facing the S, which is a
her,
horrible looking S too.
yeah,
But
that's as if you're a Superman fan. This whole universe, I think, is in jeopardy from not only Paramount buying the WB, but the decision to go with this script because this was not a very well received movie. It's actually considered as we record this a bomb. There's
yeah,
just really no saving this film at this point.
no,
I've seen it because it was $5 and I like Lobo. I think he's a great casting for Lobo. Most people do. I think this is the role he's always wanted in any DC universe instead of Aquaman, and he is good in it. It's just he's not in it enough to save it, and I think he probably should have been the antagonist because the guy. I mean, I'm not even shitting on the actor. It's just the when they blame this movie for failing on misogyny or whatever stupidity on it, I want to just shake whoever the hell is in charge of these things and say you're not going to make a successful superhero film. It doesn't matter DC, Marvel, anything, unless you have a solid villain. And so many times these films have a shit villain and the movie is shit. It's simple. It's like it goes to probably wrestling, movies, wherever the fuck you're watching. If the villain or antagonist is shit, the movie is going to be shit 9 times out of 10.
huh.
And
So,
this has a
so
shit villain in it, and she's a great actress. I will agree with that. She don't probably fit the role. I don't think a Supergirl. I think I didn't watch her Game of Thrones spinoff or prequel, whatever the fuck she starred in before. But you could tell she's a good actress. But I don't think she's good for Supergirl. And I think it's just the movie. It just doesn't. It's written and she plays the bitch well, but nobody's going to see this movie for a bitch Supergirl. So like, what are we? Why are
ooh,
we gonna? Why do we want to cheer for
ooh.
Supergirl who's an asshole? And
Hmm.
that's what they're saying. Like, oh, you're misogynistic if you don't like this. She's a jerk in the film through most of it. This is spoilers, whatever. By the end, you're supposed to think, oh, she's been through a journey. But even the journey doesn't make any sense. I mean, I don't care. Do you care if I spoil the film? Like,
No, what do I
okay,
care?
so yeah, so at the end,
That's why we're
yeah,
here
that's
is
what
to
I mean. I
discuss
mean,
Supergirl.
because I could dance around it for your sake, but like at the end, she's trying to teach this girl who's basically not parents. Her whole family is murdered by this villain, who's really, like I said, he's nobody in a comic, and that and he's nobody in this film. But at the end of the film, she says you can't come back from this if you kill him. Revenge, all this and whatnot, because she's trying to kill him with her dad's sword, because her dad was a sword maker. So she stops him. Okay, great, Supergirl, whatever. And then Supergirl stabs him 2 times. Like, what the fuck message are you sending? Would you just send a girl that she's mentoring throughout this entire film and then she stabs him to death? And they were going to probably have a whatever after credit scene they threw it at the end to try to save it. And she's talking to Superman because she's been treating him kind of like a jerk over these Zoom calls that Clark keeps trying to get her to come back to Earth. And like you're supposed to like her and her dog are back, and like you're supposed to think that she's learned all this stuff through this journey now. And it's just like she's been an asshole throughout the whole film. I mean, it would have made more sense for them to, and I mean, it's kind of like this in the trade paperback, the comic this is loosely based off of. If the villain would have hired Lobo to protect himself from Supergirl, that would have made more sense. And then maybe Lobo doesn't know enough about him, and then he's got a questionable code himself, or as far as he's going to take the money, over probably his moral code. And then you could have had Lobo versus Supergirl, which would have been 1,000 times better. But instead, it's got some underlying, human traffickers line, like cliched, these males are horrible because of this and that. And we're supposed to, according to the director, the writer, the actress, feel like if we don't like this, we're pieces of shit. No, the movie is not that good. It's not the worst movie ever, but it's not as good as a movie as they think it is. And that's why it's doing so poorly. And like, that is what it is, man. Like, I don't mean
That's
to
your
jump on a
that's
shit.
that's your review. It's a shitty
Um,
movie.
it's not as good as they want us to believe. I mean, I,
Is it worse than Catwoman?
to tell the truth, I still never seen Catwoman.
Oh,
So maybe it's not because I never even went to see Catwoman.
well,
Or
according
I
to this
started
website,
streaming it and stopped.
Supergirl officially becomes DC's worst major theatrical release since 2004's Catwoman.
Wow. Wow. Do I feel like maybe it's getting a worse rap? Maybe, because I don't know. I don't know if people are even wanting to give it a chance. Now, at least I went to go see it. I'm not bagging on you or anything, but I'm saying like in general, if you're a DC fan, I went to see it to give it a chance. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, this looks like shit. It did look very questionable before going in from the trailer. It wasn't anything I thought, oh, I got to see this, but it did look questionable. And I think the crappy thing is that it was worse than my low expectations going in. Like, she's not even donning her Supergirl costume to the last fourth of the film. I don't know, and that might be generous too if you're breaking down the math. But so she's not even wearing. I mean, and again, I akin this to Green Lantern. Okay, already there's a miscasting with Ryan Reynolds. But here's the thing: they don't. Sinestro is his coolest villain, is evil villain. He used to be a Green Lantern Corps member. You made an awesome animated movie where it shows it's like Training Day, like Sinestro's the crooked cop. Well, when they go to the live action film, he's like an afterthought. He's in the background, and then they try to tease it at the end. Well, the movie was so bad they were never going to make another one. So you should have used fucking Sinestro from the start of the film. And this is the same deal. Like, you're basing it off some trade that, yeah, it was a critically acclaimed Supergirl trade, The Woman of Tomorrow, whatever. I hadn't read it, but whatever. But if you don't have a strong villain in these films, I don't care if it's based off of the story that didn't have a strong villain, the movie is not going to succeed because you need a good antagonist. You need a solid antagonist. I mean, I don't know. If we go back to Superman, he played a good Lex. I mean, it was maybe a little bit over the top and some of the shit, but that was better at least. I mean, this movie don't even come close to being as heartfelt to Superman. It's just like I didn't feel like this was a real compassionate character I wanted to root for throughout the film. She just came off as a prick who was a kind of a dick to her cousin until the end, and it just I just felt like
is she supposed to be like a misguided youth?
Yeah, I mean, she's over there. I mean, and then the whole concept, she's going off world because she doesn't want to deal with, her origin is that Kandor blasted off from Krypton. They were trying to preserve the race, and I think there's going to be a little twist maybe in Superman that could spoil it for people. So if you don't want to know this, stop watching.
Cover your ears.
Ears. I think the city was probably saved after they bled. There's no tease to this except for the fact that I have a strong indication that Brainiac's the villain in the next Superman film. So everyone's dying of kryptonite poisoning on this floating rocket city, which is Argo City. So, and it looks just like what Brainiac shrinks down. That's why it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that. But they shoot her off after her cousin. Now, her parents are led to believe like they're kind people, where in Superman they tried to make it look like Jor-El and his mom Lara wanted him to rule the planet. That was dumb, but whatever. So here they're trying to make it seem like her family's kinder. So already there's a thing to kind of subvert Superman a little bit from the shit. But so they rocket her off, and she's all sad because she's got her dog with her, and she's a little girl when they rocket her off. Now they stop showing what happens to the city to believe everyone dies, but that's where I think Brainiac has probably shrunk the city and preserved it. But that's going to be probably for Superman. But then she rockets there. She meets Superman, she's already like, oh, well, why are you in the Kryptonian language? Why are you wearing your underwear on the outside? It's so so dumb, but like, so you get the feeling, okay, she's depressed, she's going through PTSD, and that's where I think the writer, the actress, James Gunn are thinking, oh, this is such a great story. This is a tale of PTSD. Well, yeah, okay, that's interesting enough, but she's so much of a jerk. It's just not, she's not endearing. I mean, I don't want to say that the actress couldn't have played her kinder or softer, but that's the role she was given. So you're in there thinking, oh, she's kind of a jerk to Superman. She comes across as teen angst, whatever, and it just doesn't hit. It doesn't land, in my opinion.
It's a turn off.
Yeah, so, more than it is endearing. Like, you're supposed to cheer for this Supergirl throughout the film. She don't look like Supergirl till the end, and the girl has to give her costume back from the ship they stole. But yeah, it's just
so comic book movie review says Supergirl's third weekend in theaters. It's not quite fatal blow to DC, but the Women of Tomorrow's latest solo outing lost 1,000 theaters this weekend. That was one thing about why I didn't get to go see it. It was really hard to find a time.
That's so bad. There's no show times.
It was like limited, like 4 show times a day, and it was and it was moved to away from like the main, like I usually see
smaller theaters, right?
Cine Caprice, so it was moved to the smallest one, and that was within 2 weeks of its release, dude.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty bad.
It says that 55% drop in what they see as gross, roughly 4 million during the third frame, which is the third week. That comes after a disappointing 1.1 million Friday.
It's lost a lot of money compared to their budget.
Supergirl has only made $66 million in North America since June 26th. Is now expected to end its run with 72 million before its digital release is already July 28th. That's not even that far away. So it's been in the theater for a month, and it's already on. I think Jackass is probably getting more than that is, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
So already it's already going to be streamed. So by the time you see this podcast, it's probably already out on Netflix or Disney. It's globally.
No, it's going to probably be on HBO Max, I think.
It's going to be at your doorstep for free from Amazon. And then globally, it's made $110 million as of Friday. And
that's everything combined.
Yeah. And the lowest grossing MCU movie with only 206 million, and Wonder Woman's 1984. So
you mean DC movie? Because MCU is Marvel.
I said grossing MCU movie, so whatever.
Well, MCU is Marvel, unless that's a typo.
Received a day-to-day HBO Max release at the time when attendance in theaters was limited due to the pandemic. So
Wonder Woman
was a pandemic release that Wonder Woman came out.
Wonder Woman 84 was bad too. Actually, surprisingly, Cheetah was really good, but the main, like, bigger villain was supposed to be like Maxwell Lord. That was, I think, Pedro Pascal. Yeah, that was another one where, you can't pit a shit villain against these heroes and expect any movie
says
to do
basically, well. Supergirl likely won't beat the Shazam movie, Fury of Gods.
That was pretty bad too, from what I've seen. I think
you never saw the second Shazam.
I think I started to watch it just like Catwoman, and it was as bad as I pictured. And I can't finish these movies if I really don't want to watch it to begin with.
Says it's going to run risk of falling short from Blue Beetle.
He was a horrible Shazam too. I mean, he did not look like him. What was that? Was that the actor who played Chuck? Whatever.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. It was the guy who played.
Was it the Office guy? Wasn't him? Was it?
No, it was.
He played Fantastic.
He played Kurt Warner in the Kurt Warner documented series.
Yeah, I think he was Chuck from the series Chuck. Yeah, I thought.
I've never seen it. So.
In other words, he was a comedy. You picture him comedic actor. So how's he supposed to? How are you supposed to take him seriously?
It was.
I know he's playing a kid, playing a super, but like you can't. He also has the wisdom of Solomon, so he can't be that dumb of a kid as Shazam. Otherwise, it's Tom Hanks is big with a cape. It's
That's
just
true.
it's
So
dumb.
let
It's
me
like,
finish this review.
yeah, go ahead.
Finish the final review in quotes: bad writing, gracious cameos, and uninspired visuals take us back to the bad old days of the DCEU and Supergirl. A showcase for the super talented Millie Alcock, is that her name?
Yeah.
But kryptonite to anyone who likes good
Insert
superhero
Beavis
movies.
and Butthead laugh. You said,
but it's
Alcock.
kryptonite to anyone who likes a good superhero movie, they wrote in their reviews. So it sounds like I'm glad I didn't go pay money to see it. But I'm not shitting you. That was one of the reasons why I couldn't go out and see it on Saturday, was there was limited times. And I was thinking, wasn't this movie just released? So that's when I was like, what happened to this movie? So
and I get it. I mean, I get from some things if already people are wanting to shit on something, and I'm thinking that's what they're trying to PR spin. But the issue is when you see the movie itself, it's not just pre-hate or whatever. When you see the movie itself, there is a lot of flaws in it. This is not. I get what they're trying to do in it, and they're trying to like, you can't, this is a female superhero. Wonder Woman, the first one, a friend pointed out to me, was a really good film. Now the villain Ares kind of in it could have been a little better, although his shroud is over the film. The story was the journey to get to that point. So even though the fight at the end wasn't as great, Wonder Woman was a really good film.
So explain to me this. There's a guy on.
It's not about just a woman leading the film. It's not about that.
There was a guy on TikTok named Ben Johnson who quoted
the Bears head coach,
Benny Johnson. No, his name's Benny Johnson.
He Benny wrote, I think I know who that is.
He wrote Superman savage response to woke Supergirl actress attack on Christian fathers. What is this?
Oh, so she had a quote that could have here. I think she was talking about pre-hate of the movie, and she went to so she would look at the profiles on Twitter doing that, and some of them had in their profiles, she said they were either this or Christian father. They had no followers or this. That was something
this is the actress.
This is the actress. This is something she could have just not said. Why the hell did you have to add that to their bios? If these are just bots or haters, whatever, then it doesn't fucking matter what their bio says. What the fuck you're saying that? So she went out of her way to make sure she added that in the bios of some of these profiles criticizing her were Christian father of four. So she made it a point to kind of make a jab already that that's who might hate this film. She should have just shut the fuck up. If these people don't matter and these are fake profiles, so to speak, then what the fuck does it matter what they're saying in their bios? It's just it was a dumb comment that she should have never have said.
Superman was Dean Cain said, I don't even know her name, and I really don't desire to know her name as a Christian dad. Yeah. He says, he wrote, it reminds me of Snow White. Why do you want to kill your franchise by being a jerk?
I don't think it's as bad as that. I think that got blown out of proportion, but I have watched that thing with Benny and Dean Cain. But the fact of the matter is the movie was severely lacking. It has nothing to do with, Christian dads won't like this film. It has nothing to do with it. There's nothing I can detect watching it myself, would say this is because this wasn't for Christian dads. It's just, I didn't even tell you what my experience in the movie theater was like. So here's the thing, like, hey, this is for girls. So there's like 4 girls I'm in a row, and I apparently chose the wrong row because I got some guy with his shoes off, some slob by himself.
What?
To the left of me. And to the right to me, I have
shoes off.
There's 4 girls, teenage girls, who aren't even watching the fucking film. This girl's fucking picking up her iPad, taking pictures of herself, making so much noise. I shit you not. I've never wanted to throw popcorn at somebody as much as I did during Supergirl. If I could have just said, I knew they were kids, whatever. I just was so restrained to do that. I wanted to just start throwing popcorn at this girl. And then she finally moved or whatnot. But like, you're not even watching the fucking film. So I'm supposed to listen to James Gunn telling me that it's my fault or Millie Alcock as a Christian dad is not liking this film. when your own fucking target audience, 4 fucking teenage girls, couldn't give a damn about what's happening in the film. They're just there for whatever experience. So your whole film isn't even capturing these girls' attention. You failed from the get-go. So if you want to, here's a tip for anybody who's making a superhero movie who may watch this film, whether we're living or dead, well after. The fucking villain has got to be great. He has to be almost as strong or stronger, and he's got to look at Joker in The Dark Knight. If you don't have an anchored villain in your superhero franchise in the movie is going to suck. Period. It happens all the time. Look at the history of the bad superhero films and why. Look at the great superhero films and why. It has a great villain in it. It's a simple formula. You don't have to give me $300 fucking million to make a film to understand the formula of what will work. I've been reading comics virtually my whole life. But hey, let's not listen to them. It's our fault because we're misogynistic. Fuck yourself. Fucking idiots. Fucking dumb. It's a stupid response to any criticism about this film. Lobo was cool. He was cool. He looked cool. He just should have been the fucking villain. Just like Joker in Suicide Squad. He should have been the villain. You had fucking Enchantress, wherever the fuck, or Starro in the next one. Joker should have been the villain of Suicide Squad when that first one they had. But again, they don't understand this.
Wasn't that Leto?
That was Leto in there. Well, actually, like we talked about last episode, he was a great Skeletor, but for some reason, I don't know. I mean, he wasn't responsible for what Joker looked like, or maybe as far as we know, but that was just not a good Joker either. I mean, maybe with a better script, yeah, that could have been. But
it was like a hip Joker, like
it was cool, just he had the chains and
it reminded me of like Mad Max when they tried to remake Mad Max with the dude from the whatever that guy's name is, and it just everybody was like out of this world looking crazy. Like you would think that if you're in a situation where you live in a society where it's supposed to be like so just like post nuclear war society where you would have the time to dress up like
you're talking about Justice League at the end, extended cut Joker. I'm talking about from Suicide Squad.
No, I'm talking about that guy. He just looks like a rock and roll guy, and I'm thinking it's the same thing with Mad Max. Like these characters had so much stuff on. Like you think that every day they wake up and they're like, let me put on my skull mask and let me put on this. And if you woke up in a post-apocalyptic environment, you would just probably have a t-shirt and a pair of jeans and just walk around. You wouldn't get on all this cool gear.
Yeah, but like that wasn't even joke. That was just that was like the Snyder extended cut. They just showed the few.
Remember, he had like silver teeth.
Yeah. But like that was just a brief. That was probably better than the entire movie portrayed Joker in Suicide Squad.
Best Joker,
because
Joker,
the best Joker.
Yep.
Oh, Heath was so good, but I grew up with Cesar Romero. I think.
What?
I think, yeah. Cesar Romero. You expect for a mustache. Yeah. No, he was great as Joker.
Joker.
I love Cesar Romero.
And he put the little makeup over his mustache.
That's the only thing that was.
Wouldn't even shave it off.
He was that good where he could get away with that, and you still feel like he was awesome.
So best Joker is 1970s.
In a TV, 1966. In a movie, obviously, it's Heath Ledger. There's no question.
You think he was the best Joker?
Over Nicholson, sure, yeah. I like Nicholson too, but I feel like
Jack Nicholson was the best Joker.
He was great, but
if you could take
Heath
your
Joker
little
was
Caesar guy and Heath Ledger and put them together, that's the guy you want.
You think you get Jack Nicholson when you do that?
Jack Nicholson. Take
he was
Caesar
good.
and Heath and you smash them together.
I just think
you don't get such a dark character, but you still get that comical.
Yeah,
character.
He was pretty dark in The Dark Knight, but that's the name of the movie.
Yeah. It was supposed to be dangerous. As my brother said, Batman was really a mean person who kills people. He's a vigilante.
I watched a take on somebody talk. I think it was the actor who played the guy tied up on the top of the money. He said fucking Heath was so into it when he slid down the thing. he just started doing things like he threw a lot of money and you could see it hits him right in the fucking head for real. Said it rung my bell. I was laughing when I seen that. I'm like, I never even noticed that fucking just improvs throwing a fucking prop
Well,
thing of money. It's the
say
guy.
that didn't he say that he like slid down the pile of money on that
Yeah.
was like improv? He just
Yeah. Well, a lot of the shit he did was just, because I think a lot they were saying he wasn't really supposed to interact with as many guests in that penthouse scene or whatever when he's
when
going
he's
around.
walking around with the knife.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I mean, you got to give it to the guy. I mean, look at he won the award. I mean, but in the movies, I mean, I'm biased because I grew up watching the
What
66
about the
stuff.
Joker movie with Phoenix?
I didn't think as bad as like another one of my buddies who's a huge DC guy. He just felt it was not Joker at all. I think he did a great performance. I don't know if that's quintessential Joker. I think it was an interesting take, but I wouldn't say that could even touch any of the three Jokers we just mentioned.
So
It
what
was
about Batman's?
Joker 2 was really bad, by the way. I did not like that film at all. With
The one was
fucking the musical and Lady
yeah,
Gaga.
yeah, no. Batman.
Shit.
Batman. Which Batman do you like?
Best Batman in any live action.
Don't tell me it's the guy with Caesar. The
cartoon. The cartoon. Kevin Conroy.
No, it's got to be a real person. The real person Batman.
I think you got to go with Keaton probably over Adam West. Just because I think his Bruce Wayne was really well. Wait, actually, I take that back. Probably Ben, because Ben looked like him. He felt like the Dark Knight Batman. Probably Ben first in live action. Ben Affleck. I like Keaton's Bruce Wayne though. I think Keaton probably had the better Bruce Wayne. We just went from a Superman franchise to a Batman.
Well, so now I'm not into the comic
Superman.
book world.
Fuck Superman.
Fucking dude, Superman's not a good even Superman from the old days. I just think it's
Christopher Reeve was great as Superman though. I mean,
but the movie itself still had that comic book type of movie, right?
Yeah, it was very comic booky.
I thought the last Superman movie, the one that became out before Supergirl, was probably one of the best Superman movies since Christopher Reeve, because I didn't really like the other Supermans.
I like Man of Steel. I don't care what anybody says. It was a little darker. There was a couple things I didn't like in it, but Henry looked like Superman. He felt like Superman's not a dork. Even if you watch JLU or the old he should be intimidating. So yeah, can he be like a Boy Scout, whatever? You should be. These fucking villains need to be afraid of him because there's you can't stop Superman. It's just so you got to have that edge to him. Otherwise, you can't make him that corny like this franchise has. And Henry was a great Superman. He had a great presence.
What about Superman versus Batman? Did you like that one?
I had my issues with it, but I think the director's or extended cut was a lot better because it fleshed out a few more things that the theatrical version did not. So if you hadn't seen the actual extended version, you should watch that.
So should they, in the last 2 minutes, should they or should they not remake Supergirl?
I think you probably should have used the Supergirl TV actress because she seemed a lot more endearing. But that series was probably a lot better written for this. What's your version of a woman? Like, you want the woman to be an asshole like this film, or do you want her to be kind
they were shooting for the disgruntled teenager, rebellious
mistake
kind of fucking. And I don't know anything about Supergirl, so I wouldn't know the difference. I know
I wouldn't classify her as that.
But even the movie, they portrayed her as like a drunk partier.
Yeah, who the fuck wants to see that?
I don't know.
Now that they're saying this is the journey. This is the journey. Nobody fucking wants to see this journey, though. That's the problem. I grew up with Headband Supergirl, the one they killed in the Crisis one, and the iconic image of Super. That's my Supergirl. I love. But again, she was never been really fleshed out in any form outside of the comics.
Then what is your favorite female superhero?
Well, you count Catwoman, I would say from the 80s as an anti-hero, but as far as as a regular hero, it's hard not to go with Wonder Woman. It probably takes,
Right.
that thing. So, it's hard not to go with her. I have my favorites, outside of that, but nobody's going to know who they are when I started listening to them.
No, I'm
But
just saying, like for the general population who knows superheroes, which
yeah,
one of
it's
these?
hard. The most iconic is Wonder Woman, and there's sets
So
for a
Wonder
reason.
Woman, Supergirl, which one's better?
Wonder Woman by far.
Okay, there we go.
It's not
That's
even
it.
close. Not
Save
even
your
close.
money. Watch Wonder Woman.
Linda Carter, 1977. Come on, we grew up on that.
I thought the movie was pretty good. I thought the movie
First
was
first
good.
one, second one.
No,
Yeah,
second one they were trying to make it better off the first one. They were just
it was a mistake.
they were trying to get it. All right, me
All right.
podcast you listen.
Subscribe,
the
like,
superhero edition.
share. Yes.
In less than a minute, so we might get cut off, but please subscribe. Blah blah blah. Blah, 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 blah,